This is a video I did not expect to make, but here we are. One of my lovely viewers suggested this video topic, to compare Hua Cheng with Jun Wu. Initially, I did not plan to make a video on this topic, because Hua Cheng and Jun Wu are so different that I didn't see how to compare them. But then another person commented about comparing Jun Wu and Hua Cheng, and then I realized that there are a lot of people who genuinely see them as comparable. So I decided to make a video why I do not share this opinion. And yes, I know that both of these comments are over a month old. I am slow. Also, spoilers for the book. The entire book. You've been warned. So, the one thing that Jun Wu and Hua Cheng have in common is obsession. And that is all. Well, they are both Ghost Kings and both of them ascended, but that's not important for now. They are both obsessed with Shilian, but in very, very different ways. First, let's look at Hua Cheng's obsession. I've already made an entire video on a similar topic, but that video is old and I don't really remember what I said in it. So, what I am going to say now may or may not be the same thing that I said in that video. Hua Cheng's obsession is out of love. Shilian is the most important person in his life, but it is a very, let's say, healthy obsession. He does not expect anything from Shilian. The biggest issue with love-obsessed stalkers is that their end goal is to be with that person. They will push their own feelings onto that person. This can be done through aggression or servitude or any other method. The main point is that they want that person to love them back and they want to control them, for them to act the way they want. Hua Cheng doesn't do that. He is there to help Shilian when he wants or needs help. Hua Cheng even gave Shilian his ashes. He lets Shilian choose. And this isn't even presented in a subtle way. The story basically spells it out with the brocade immortal. When Shilian wears it and Hua Cheng tries to give a command, it doesn't work, because Hua Cheng would never force Shilian to do anything. And when Hua Cheng wears it and Shilian tries to give a command, it also doesn't work, because Hua Cheng would do anything Shilian asked, even without the brocade immortal. Hua Cheng searched for Shilian for 800 years. Is that a bit creepy? Kind of. But that freedom of choice is what turns this situation from creepy to romantic. Okay, now let's look at Jun Wu. Jun Wu is deeply traumatized. He did some messed up things and wants to prove that anyone in his situation would have done the same thing. Basically, he's scared of being judged, and he's scared of being shown that he is a failure. Jun Wu saw himself in Shilian, and he saw the possibility that Shilian might prove that it was possible to stay kind and good in terrible situations. The whole body and abyss heart in paradise thing. And it didn't help that Mei Nanjing was Shilian's teacher. So Jun Wu decided to absolutely destroy Shilian's life exactly the way his life was destroyed, and prove to Mei Nanjing and himself that he isn't a failure, that it is human nature to act like he did. But that didn't go as planned. I will not go over the psychological and physical torture that Jun Wu inflicted on Shilian. Honestly, that deserves its own video. But the important thing is that Jun Wu failed. He came very close, but in the end, he failed to force Shilian to act the way he wanted. Shilian managed to stay good and kind and to forgive, and that annoyed Jun Wu to no end. He could have killed Shilian right there and then, but that's not what he wanted. He gave Shilian the immortal curse shackle and let him wander the world. Basically an out of sight, out of mind situation. In Jun Wu's eyes, as long as Shilian stayed as a beggar on Earth, it is basically fine. That means Shilian didn't actually win. And who knows, maybe after a few centuries of being banished, he will finally come crawling back to Jun Wu. However, Jun Wu's little plan is ruined when Shilian ascends for the third time. Not only did Shilian not break, but he managed to do the impossible. And now Jun Wu has a constant reminder of his failures. So he once again tries to actively break Shilian. Okay, now that we have more or less a clear image of Jun Wu and Hua Cheng and their relationship to Shilian, let's see why people like to compare them. So, firstly, I will try to compare them the way a lot of people do, and then explain why that comparison doesn't work. So, Jun Wu and Hua Cheng are both obsessed with Shilian, but what makes that obsession different is the freedom of choice. Both Hua Cheng and Jun Wu are attached to Shilian, and that attachment has lasted for 800 years. But like I said, Hua Cheng never wanted anything in return for his affection and never forced Shilian to act or feel a certain way. Jun Wu's obsession with Shilian is the opposite. He never actually cared for Shilian as a person. His obsession stems from what he can gain from Shilian. Jun Wu wants Shilian to act the way he wants, to mold him after his own image. So it seems that the situation is quite simple. Both are obsessed, but one seeks control and the other gives freedom. Now, why this comparison doesn't work? Hua Cheng's and Jun Wu's obsessions stem from completely different places. Hua Cheng is in love with Shilian. Calling it love is an oversimplification, but we'll leave it for now. And Jun Wu wants to prove a point, to prove through Shilian that what he did wasn't wrong. How can you even compare these two things? They are completely different. Jun Wu's and Hua Cheng's motivations are completely different. So, naturally, their actions and how they achieve their goals will also be different. You cannot compare these two. It's like comparing a car with a house. Yes, you can technically live in a car, but it doesn't make them comparable. They serve completely different functions. Jun Wu wanted to change Shilian to fit his narrative. Of course, his obsession will be centered around him manipulating and controlling Shilian. It is very straightforward. With Hua Cheng, it is more interesting, because most obsessions that begin with love tend to morph into wanting to control that person and forcing them to love you back. But Hua Cheng manages to keep it, let's call it again, healthy. If Jun Wu's obsession had also developed because of love or something like that, then you could compare them, and it would be a very good comparison, showing the difference between true love and simple obsession. But this situation ain't it. Now, the moment I have been dreading. Let's talk shipping. I have seen people on the internet who genuinely ship Jun Wu with Shilian and think that Jun Wu's obsession is because of romantic reasons. Now, I am not here to judge your freaky ships. Fanon is fanon, do whatever you want. But when it comes to canon, let's not alter the facts. Jun Wu never had any weird romantic or sexual thing for Shilian. That obsession was purely out of Jun Wu's own self-doubt and insecurities. Adding something romantic into the mix actually makes his character less interesting. The world is already full of obsessed stalkers that claim to love their victims. That motivation is messed up, but it is very easy to understand. People will do a lot of stupid or insane things for love, even if that love is distorted, especially if they are psychopaths. Jun Wu's motivation is way more interesting. You can analyze it. His driving force is to prove that he isn't a failure. But to prove to who exactly? Basically, everyone who ever knew him is dead. The only one left is Mei Nanqing. But Jun Wu still feels that urge to prove this to someone, even if there is no one left to show this proof. Think how messed up and how traumatized Jun Wu had to be to feel these emotions even after 2000 years. He is the number one god living his best life, and he still cannot let go of his failures. So much so that he chooses to cling to the first person that reminded him of himself. That is interesting. That is unique. That is a very well written character. So yeah, I don't think that there is any point to compare Jun Wu and Hua Cheng. They are both very unique and very well written characters, but they are written in a way that makes comparisons between them redundant. So yeah, basically that is all I have to say. Hope you liked this slightly weirder video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you have video ideas of your own, please drop them in the comments below. You might not get exactly what you wanted, but I might eventually make a video about it. Eventually. Anyways, see you in the next video. Bye!